Hello and welcome to part two of today's Gimmick episode. Earlier, it was me, S. Bubs, Travis. Now we did Saturday night's main event and we did AEW All In, and now we are back for part two with WWE Evolution 2025. I am Naomi's Revenge, the Phantom, joined here by the 10-star classic S Bubs. Again, it's late at night. It's 9:34 my time, 10:34 your time, and we just finished the show. S Bubs, give me your overall thoughts.
I thought this was like an amazing show. I'd say probably my favorite like PLE or just wrestling show in general of this year. That's counting like AEW, WWE, like Wrestle Dynasty, everything. This is probably my favorite show. Just every match not only delivered but like over delivered. And I thought the pacing was great, like correct winners and angles. Obviously, the main event was just amazing and a really cool ending and surprising ending. And yeah, I just love this show. I hope they do it every year. And if not, it shows why the women need to get the main event time like this. Like this is what they can do. If you give every single one of them time, they can all do amazing stuff like this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This, to me, heads and shoulders above last night's Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
This was just an amazing pay per view, start to finish. And at no time did I sit here during this PLE and think to myself, oh, yeah, this is a women's only PLE. It just felt like a good wrestling event. And I mean, these matches just knocked it out. So let's get straight into it. We kick off
Yeah.
with Becky Lynch defeating Bailey and Lyra Valkyria for the IC title. I kind of felt Becky was going to win. They put on a great match. Becky vultured out that victory at the end, just came in, swooped in, picked up the carcasses of everybody. But no, it was a great match with some incredible heated moments between Bailey and Lyra.
No, yeah, I really enjoyed this, especially like you said, the ending with Becky was like an awesome like what's the name of that type of pin? I always forget it. Like crucifix.
Yeah.
Yeah, where she like sort of like did like a roll through crucifix over. I think it was Bailey pinning Lyra, and she like flipped her over into it, which was awesome. And yeah, this was like what we've seen of Bailey and Lyra and Bailey and Becky and Lyra. Just all of it came together for like a super physical match with lots of counters and everything. And yeah, it was awesome. Like, and it definitely shows that this is the end of the story for now, which I'm excited for. Because like I said, all the matches they've had against each other, and now all three of them together have been great. And this is another great match.
Yeah, definitely a great match. I'm excited to see where they go here. Becky again rolling with the title. So if for what they did with Bailey and taking her out of WrestleMania again, that sucked. But if you're going to do it, and if you're going to lead to this, and going to lead to this Becky Lynch heel run and go from there, then you know what? At least let her have a super good run with this. So I'm excited for more of what they do with the IC title. I'm also excited for it being the workhorse title for the women kicking off the match.
Yeah. And I feel like this
Next week,
definitely. Oh, yeah. I feel like
no,
this
go
definitely
ahead.
leads to some stipulation match for this title at SummerSlam. If it were up to me, it'd be like a ladder match. I just feel like ladder match and the Intercontinental title just like go hand in hand. So to do one for the women's IC title, I feel like would be perfect.
Oh, I definitely agree. You've got the Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. You've got Rock, Triple H. Even going to Daniel Bryan picking it up in a ladder match before his having to retire. The iconic image, even though he only kept it for a day, of Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder in the
Yeah.
middle of AT&T Stadium winning it. Like, you're absolutely right. IC title plus ladder match. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So then we go to the WWE NXT Women's Title. JC Jane defeating Jordan Grace, and this was not an ending I first saw. Not after the last 24, 48 hours of what's been going on in NXT. So JC Jane wins, she keeps her title, but she did not do it without help, and that help came from Jordan's own corner person. So that was a shocker right there.
Yeah. We were predicting sort of like how it would happen, and obviously before the show started, we got the announcement that Blake was gonna be at ringside. So we were like, how's this gonna play out? And yeah, I didn't expect that she would like so directly cause the finish, but I enjoyed that, and obviously I assume that's gonna be a big program. And it also gives JC, even though it wasn't clean, but she's a heel, so it doesn't really matter that much. But she did get a win over Jordan here on a big stage. And for being on a big stage, I thought they both really showed out here. I thought they were really working. Obviously, Jordan is just great against anyone pretty much. And JC, I feel, is super underrated. So I was happy to see her have this opportunity on this big show. Even though I don't think she's going to be holding that NXT title for much longer, considering 1 week from now she's facing Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary for both titles. So I feel like that might be the end of JC's run as NXT champion.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect so quickly them to do Blake Monroe's heel turn. It does make sense. Okay, you keep JC Jane with the title. She goes to face Masa Slamovich for that whole unification or that title versus title match. I don't really know if they're going to unify or if it's just going to be
I think
someone
it's just
holds both
yeah.
belts. And then that gives a chance for heel Blake Monroe to come and take that NXT title back. So that's a good way to jump it from heel NXT person to heel NXT person. But I do feel bad for Jordan Grace. Another loss on another big match. I mean, poor girl. I want her to get some major high profile wins sometime soon,
Yeah.
but not on the main roster because that means that Snell will get points.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So, but she definitely needs some wins. Now, with her character, with her look, with everything about her, she can take those losses and still look credible in any title picture. But man, I just need some wins in that column for her. She's kind of reminding me of main event Jey Uso when he kept losing in the main event. Like
Yeah.
everyone loves you, you're there, but you keep losing.
Yeah, I agree. It's like or like what I was talking about with the Jasper Troy. Obviously, you can build someone like as a monster being dominant as much as they want and they're dominating in matches, but if all they do is lose every match, like they have to win at some point.
Yeah. And then next up, we get the women's Fatal Four tag team match, which was great with Judgment Day defeating the Kabuki Warriors, Sol Ruka and Zarya, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I'll say this: Sol Ruka and Zarya got a great ovation by the crowd. Charlotte Flair got booed when she came out, but the immediate turn to the massive cheers when Alexa Bliss's music hit was just. It was a crazy flip of the switch for them. But throughout the match, the fans really seemed to come around to Charlotte. And at one point, there was a "We Want Charlotte" chant going on. So that felt good. It was like, all right, we're booing you because we know we're supposed to. You're the heel. This is who you are. But then they gave the "We Want Charlotte," and I think some of that does have to do with the Players Tribune article that she wrote, where she was just so vulnerable. Open up that part of her, and this was a really good match. Sol Ruka had some good spots, and then I did like that ending sequence with Zarya hitting that kind of backstabber with the legs moves onto her, and then kicking her out the way. They go for the spear, and Charlotte pulls Alexa Bliss out, and everything else. I'm like, okay, that whole ending moment of them happening was pretty cool. And then Raquel comes in with the Tahana bomb on Soruka for the win, and I was just like, yeah, this is something.
No, yeah. Like I said, all the matches over delivered here, and I was expecting this one to be really good, obviously, just with the level of talent involved, just like on all teams. And yeah, this is a super fun time, and everyone got to do their spots and moves. And like you said, like, I think even before the Players Tribune article, obviously, I think that's definitely a part of it, but I just think this act with Charlotte and Alexa has been really working so far. just to get Charlotte over like as a face, and I do think it's genuinely working for her. I mean, you see the huge reaction she got to when she did the hot tag and saving Alexa and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm happy that it's working out for her because clearly that's what she was talking about. She does want to be a face, and I think getting her away from main title storylines and doing something fun where she can show that sort of personality is obviously working. And obviously she's still a amazing wrestler when it comes to the wrestling, so it all comes together there.
Yeah, again, this was an amazing match. Everyone got a chance to have their shine with this. The Kabuki Warriors had some great spots in this, but yeah, Solrukans are they looked great and they look like they belonged on this main stage. I would say everyone from NXT who got a moment to shine at Evolution looked like they belonged there, and so I'm happy for them. Like I said earlier in the first half of the gimmick this morning, I feel like Judgment Day is going to hold this for a little bit longer until Liv is able to come back. They even said at one point, like, how does Liv feel about this? And when they were having the arm raise at the end, it was, what's Liv going to think? So let them hold the belts a little bit longer, get that moment when Liv returns to have that dissension between the group.
Yeah, my like even though I agree with the lip thing, I don't know, and she's kind of like I do generally think it might be like a long time. Like my prediction right now is I think, but also it's like SummerSlam is so close that I don't know. Like my prediction would be that I think Charlotte and Alexa win the titles at SummerSlam in just like a straight up 2-on-2 tag match. But then I also agree with your story. I do think that's very possible with the whole live thing. Even though I don't think you necessarily need the titles, you could make it more just about like being in Judgment Day or just like a tag partner. But I see both sides of it. But I kind of do want Charlotte and Alexa to win these tag titles at some point. And honestly, with how they're doing right now, I think it's just one of those to strike when the iron is hot. But yeah, I think there's a lot to do. Obviously, the women's tag team division in WWE is always sort of an issue just with how it's booked and stuff. But I think if you do have teams like the Kabuki Warriors and you're making teams like Charlotte and Alexa, I think you can rebuild. Like just showing these teams like if you're not just gonna defend, like the point that unified them is to have them defend across the brand. So I wouldn't be upset, especially with Raquel pinning Sol Ruka. Like maybe Raquel gets a North American title shot, or they go down to NXT to defend the tag titles. I think making the tag titles more important is an important thing, and the quality of this match showed that the women's tag team division can be a thing.
Yeah, I would definitely be here for more of the tag titles just being spread across all brands, and this was a perfect kickoff for that. And now you have built everyone's possibility of saying that they should be next and have that championship travel across all brands. So it was a good show for that Fatal Four tag team match, and like I said, I'm excited to see where Judgment Day continues to go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Tiffany Stratton defeating Trish Stratus. This was pretty good match, and also I don't know if you noticed Trish Stratus's gear. Her belt buckle was in the design of the old
Yeah,
school
so
women's championship, so that was pretty good. But fans were really hot for Tiffany Stratton. They had a couple of moves that just didn't connect very well, or just a little bit off in the timing. I couldn't tell if it was Tiffany or Trish or a little bit of both, but overall it was still a good match. It was still a fun match. The reversals of the moonsaults and things like that, those were super cool. And that final prettiest moonsault ever to win the match was a nice touch. It felt like a real cementing again. Tiffany Stratton is truly a champion. She's no longer the daddy's girl image that we were introduced to her as. She's not the snuggling sidekick. She got her chance to shine against a Hall of Famer. It is super good for her.
no, yeah, I really enjoy this match, and it another one that over delivered for me. I mean, Trish for wrestling like how many times did she wrestle a year? Like once a year, and then after, and
Yeah.
then that's every like 2 or 3 years. Like she still got it. Like she can have some awesome matches, and the moves she was taking were just like everyone in the arena was wincing. But it was I thought there was some really cool stuff they did here, and yeah, this is a really enjoyable match for me.
Yeah, like I said, they went in on it. That move that Stratton did to her, that when she takes her up into the suplex position and then the flip over to the back, I was like, oh, that's, and the way Trish took that, I'm like, okay, they are really going for it. They are going for those moments.
Yeah, it's like the Roderick Strong move, the end of Heartache.
Yeah.
Someone's showing Tiffany, she's doing Christopher Daniels finisher, and now Roderick Strong, she's watching some like ROH TNA tape. Someone's showing her those in the PC.
Again, it worked out. It looked good, and it gave them a good shine. Again, predictable ending. I didn't think that Trish Stratus was going to beat one of the champions. If anything, I thought that something that happened later in this PLE was going to happen at this moment, and it didn't. But I didn't think that this was going to be a situation where Trish won. So even with the predictable ending, it was still a great match.
Yeah, and even with that, like I think everyone sort of knew Tiffany was definitely gonna win, but even with that, they still got the crowd invested into the near falls for Trish's finishers and special moves and stuff like that. And also, I just have to mention, like the crowd for this whole show was just fantastic. Like they were up for all the matches and loud for all the matches, and like the crowd really does improve just like the viewing of a show. Like if you have a great crowd, it just makes all the matches just that much more exciting.
Yeah, very, very much so. The crowd was hot all night. Next up was what I'm going to have to revisit it because up until the ending, this was my match of the night, and that was Jade Cargill defeating Naomi. Like just a pure brawl. I mean, they were going at it. And Bianca Belair, as special guest referee, she was checking on the competitors like, girl, are you okay? Like, how you doing? Like, you could tell she felt for it. Um, the move with the drop kick that went through the TV at the
Oh yeah.
ringside and everything else, like they were going at it. Those table spots, multiple table spots, and it was just hands down, like they did what they were supposed to for the way that this has been built. They had an absolute banger of a brawl.
Yeah, I already liked their Mania match, which is just a non-title, non-stipulation match, and I really liked what they did here. Like you said, like they went all out with what the story was telling and with the brawls they've been having. Like this was the match they needed to have, and I think I liked even though Jade won in the end, which we sort of changed our predictions. Like my original prediction before the Bianca referee was Jade, then I switched to Naomi because of you guys, and then Jade ended up winning anyway. But I do think even with her winning, I think it showed like Naomi, this character, obviously her having the aggression and dominating for most of the match and just sort of losing just to a power difference, even though she did all she could. And yeah, I liked the TV spot. I always love stuff with sparks and stuff like that. I always find it funny in just any match, really.
Yeah, the announcers yelling, "Oh my God, she could have been electrocuted!" And then that finale with Cargill hitting the Jaded from the top rope through the table. I was just like, man, I stopped for a minute when that happened. I just stood there, I was like, oh my, like they are going for it. It was a great match. And then when Bianca goes to raise the hand, you could tell, she's still conflicted. Like both of these are still her girl. Like it's just a moment of here we are. We're doing this. It was incredible women doing an amazing feat. So it up until the ending, I would have said that this was just my pure match of the night.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh yeah, just another little spot I liked was Jade like dropping the toolbox off the ring. Like obviously it was not gonna hit her, but it was still like a scary spot. Like I think that's a I hadn't seen that before. I've seen the toolbox in a lot of matches, but just threatening to just like drop it on someone off the ring, I thought was just, and it fit with just like they're just trying to kill each other in this match pretty much.
Yeah. Next up, we have the women's battle royal. So we had everyone, all the 20 people who were advertised, ended up being the ones who were in there. We did have some good spots between some people. I felt like Jada Parker got some good showing in there. Piper Niven got some good showing in there. Lash Legend just looked strong throughout. Zelina eliminating Julia was a moment for it because they had a stare down win because Julia was the last one to do her entrance, and she turns around after posing on the ring apron to get in the ring, and you can just see Zelina staring daggers at her. So for Zelina to then eliminate her later, I was like, okay, we still have some storytelling here. I still am not sure, as much as I love Selena Vega, I'm not sure if she belongs in that spot, but there was a lot of good moments with her. And then, like I said, Lash Legend was looking strong. And then she had that moment where she pressed Zelina to throw her out the ring. Naya and everyone else, anybody who had an attack on Nikki Bella doing the Nikki Bella dance, but Naya's was the funniest.
I was gonna say, did I scare you with my prediction when Nikki was getting pretty far into the battle royal?
Yeah. I was like, anyone but her, please. Anyone but her. So I'm glad that she got thrown out. And then so Stephanie Vicker had some great moments. Two Devil's Kisses got thrown into the match, including the one on the apron that led to the final elimination. So it was it was a good fun match.
No, yeah,
And
another.
also Kalani Jordan's
Oh yeah,
move where she did the handstand and then hooked her feet and did the pull up. I was like, yeah, that's just pure athleticism right there. Once
yeah.
again, the NXT ladies got their chance to shine.
Yeah, that's a future Rumble save right there. It's like the new Kofi spot to do, but with Kalani Jordan. Yeah, this was a really enjoyable match. I liked that the final three were one from each brand, which I thought was cool. It's like sort of anyone could win here. And yeah, I really enjoyed how Lash Legend got such a big spot to shine here, getting all the way to the final two. They had a great sequence there with Stephanie, which I thought was cool because I think they only ever faced each other in NXT. I think once in like a tag match, so it's cool to see them one on one here. And yeah, obviously the winner we were all sort of predicting, but obviously the right winner here. And
Anyone but Nikki.
yeah,
Anyone but Nikki.
but yeah, I'm excited now, especially with the main event. I wonder how exactly that'll go. I feel like because my prediction, I'll just without going into the main event as much, I was thinking if like I said, if Stephanie wins, I don't think Rhea is winning because they wouldn't do Stephanie and Rhea on like a B show was my prediction. And I was right. I was technically right. Rhea didn't win. So but we'll get into that later. And yeah, I like the Stephanie's post-match speech there. She has used that line before, which obviously is great. That English isn't her first language, but wrestling's her first language.
Yeah. So it was a good showing by everyone. Like I said, across the board. They Whoever was in charge of booking all of these matches tonight, I mean,
I
everything
saw
was great.
Shawn Michaels was backstage. You know, I think Triple H probably gave him the pen for tonight. You know, considering how these matches went.
Between Shawn Michaels as the booker and whoever, whatever agents produced this, I mean, you guys were doing spot on. And then that leads to the final match, the championship match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, which everyone kept saying this is a must win for Rhea. They kept putting about how she couldn't beat Io. This ended up being just like they had some good wrestling. There was some good moves. There were a lot of good kickouts. Then you had the ref bump, and when the ref bump happened, I was like, "Oh no, where are we going from here?" I didn't know if maybe they were going to do a turn for Rhea and just have her go full on heel mode and just go after EO because the ref was down. But no, we got a brawl out to the crowd. And I mean, they spent a lot of time. I don't know how long the ref was down, but they spent a lot of time out there in the crowd, including time for EO to hit a crossbody from 20 feet in the air. And yeah, they had a bunch of moments. So they, after all that, they get back in. Jessica Carr finally recovers after being out for like the last 10 minutes, just laying on the ground. And it's still, again, some back and forth. A riptide that Io was able to counter into the Spanish fly, which looked amazing. And then out of nowhere, unexpected, Naomi comes out to cash in her money in the bank and makes this a triple threat match. Again, I am a fan of the triple threat with the money in the bank because, yeah, while you can wait till the match is over and then have another match to restart it, running out there while the match is already in progress, I think the person's more tired than they just had time to catch their breath or they're running adrenaline of just winning a title or retaining their title. You got them in the middle of they're tired, they're confused. You run out there, cause a triple threat, knocks out Io, throws Rhea into the ring post, then goes after Io again. 1, 2, 3. Naomi is the champion, and the image of her still with the busted face from her
Yeah.
match with Jade, still blood running down from earlier, and she's holding the championship. I was like, cinema, pure cinema.
No, yeah, I loved it. For as much as I love Rhea and Io, I also love Naomi. So like I said, this is like a 10-star classic main event here. Obviously, all the stuff with Rhea and Io just in the ring before any of the shenanigans, I was just absolutely loving. They just have all the counters to each other's moves, and it was just a great match. Then the ref bump and going into the crowd was just awesome. And yeah, I was not flinching on EO's winning, and but I was surprised by the cash. And yeah, like we were all, I don't think any of us predicted at all that Naomi was cashing in here. So that was awesome, and I do think it works out because initially I've seen it's like, well, obviously EO is a huge baby face and Rhea's a huge baby face, and they're both the top stars on Raw. So if they just keep fighting each other, they're just both getting cheered all the time. And well, now you have a new top heel on Raw with the women's championship.
Yes, which leads me to where do you think we're going with Naomi from here?
I feel like what you have to do is do a triple threat like at SummerSlam with these three, just based on how the match ended and obviously turning it into a triple threat. I feel like you do that match at SummerSlam. I feel like you have Naomi retain there, and then from that, from that, obviously there's so much that can change. I'll just go with my short-term prediction is that at SummerSlam it's a triple threat with Rhea, Io, and Naomi.
Yeah, I could see them running this back with Naomi. Naomi finding a way to keep it because I feel like they may do some long term storytelling and find a way to get Jade over there so that this is who Jade knocks off to become to have her first championship.
Yeah, especially I think the rumored like draft date is sometime after SummerSlam. So, and I think the champions are like protected from the draft. So obviously this is one way to already sort of move Naomi over to Raw since she's now their champion. And yeah, honestly, just going more into this match, I'm definitely gonna rewatch it just because I mean I love this match. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. I saw that it's the longest WWE women's match without a stipulation, so no rumble or anything like that. I think it was 26 minutes long, and yeah,
They maximized every minute, so good on them.
yeah, it didn't feel like it felt long, but in a good way, in a way where it's like I just want to see this match keep going and going. And yeah, it was just honestly, this was the main event you had to do, and they just totally showed out here, and I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. Again, great work out of all of them, and look forward to seeing where we go from here, because that this definitely was what we needed for this PLE. It was definitely something that, all right, we're good with it, and we gave it, every woman on here had a chance to shine. Every brand here had a chance to shine. It wasn't, oh, those are the NXT people, so they're going to get less than. No, everyone had their moment. So I'm really happy with it, and I hope that they do this again next year. This should prove that this should be an annual thing. I mean, if you're going to tell me I can either
And give
have,
it its own weekend next time.
yeah,
Like now you've shown like you can sell like if you do take out Saturday Night's Main Event, take out NXT, you can sell 20,000 tickets for an Evolution next year.
yeah, if you made me choose between this and any Saturday night's main event, I will choose this every day of the week, because again, start to finish, it was great. And at no point did I ever feel like this was a quote unquote women's pay per view or women's PLE. It just felt like some good wrestling, good storytelling, good back and forth matches. And I'm here for it. And we need more of this. So give them their own yearly show, slot it into the schedule.
Yeah, I think especially with next year, I think Money in the Bank is moved like way later in the year. It's after SummerSlam, I believe.
Yeah.
Like you can make this like the big like let's see. Let me just
It's
imagine
it's
next
it's in
year.
it's in August sometime next year is when Money in
Yeah.
the Bank is.
I'm just trying
So
to create a schedule for next year. So let's say, obviously, they do Backlash. There will probably be a sort of like King and Queen of the Ring type show. And then, yeah, I guess just I'd say you could probably keep it in the same spot of before SummerSlam. Obviously, this would take the place of I just connected where Money in the Bank was. Put this show and maybe like move it a few weeks, have its own build, better build next year, and give it its own weekend. And this can be a major show you can do every year. And they just showed why it's something they can do.
yeah, it, like I said, is amazing. So in solid PLE, I encourage everyone to take a chance. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch It's worth every minute that you have.
I
So,
agree.
S Pups, any more thoughts about this PLE evolution?
Um, I think I've said pretty much everything I want to say. Just completely over delivered, awesome show. All the matches got the correct amount of time and were all great. I mean, it's gonna be hard rating these matches on like a drop kick. They're all like between like 4 and 5 stars for me, pretty much. I'm also gonna be using the 0.25 star new update that they added for to rate these matches because they're all super close in quality. Like you could show me any of these matches on any other show could have been the match of the night, pretty much.
Yeah. So again, great PLE. So look forward to seeing it. And with that, we will wrap up part two of today's gimmick. So again, I've been the Phantom. S Bubs, tell the folks where they can see you, follow you, and everything else.
I'm just the S Bubs or S Bubs on pretty much anything. And I believe it'll be next week that we're back with some more
We are
My
back
GM.
on the 19th for more My GM, where we will continue our quest to take you down, sir.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to WrestleMania, and I'm hoping to continue. I can maybe pull off an Eric Bischoff, do a whole year here at number one, and
83 weeks.
yeah, and hopefully that works out for me. But yeah, it's always a fun time, and this show was a fun time.
Definitely. So, all right, everyone, enjoy your upcoming week. We will see you all on Saturday, where Mr. Travis Snell will be back and joining us, and we will talk to you guys soon. See ya.
Bye.